Sarah Pritchard, confidence coach for women. So, how do you maintain confidence once you have it? That's one of the number one question that I was asked recently. Tara, how do I keep my confidence? So, you know how you have a house or you have an apartment, um, and you have like a little toolkit, right? Or you go get you like a little handyman if like something small breaks down, but then if it's something bigger that happens, you like pay and get more done with it, right? How you keep your confidence is the same way you keep your house up, right? And you maintain that, right? You have to have a mental and emotional toolbox that is full of strategies that help to ground you, that help to remind you of who you are, that helps to remind you of your power and that you're confident and that you're fierce and that you're bold and you did it before, you're going to do it again. So one of the things I do in the Fierce School of Confidence is I provide you with those tools. I give you worksheets, I give you assignments, but I also provide you with a number of different practical activities as well as techniques that you can utilize so that you're able to build a toolkit, right? So many of my clients, even if they worked with me 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I always get notifications that they're logging back in. They're logging back into the course portal, okay? They're listening to an audio that I recorded 5 years ago. Why? Because maybe not in that prior season or year they needed it, but in this season they need it. So they go back to where they remember, like, oh, I remember Tara talked about this, right? Just like you have that toolkit, right? So it might not be me, but there's a video, there's a book, there's some wisdom somewhere that can help you tap into your power, remind you who you are, or take you back to a place that maybe you haven't been in a while, right? That's why one of my favorite things to do is I love to worship. One of my favorite worship songs is Lord, take me back to that place where you first received me, right? I love that. I love, I'll get on my knees and listen to it. That is in my mental, emotional, and spiritual toolkit that allows me to maintain my confidence when I feel like I'm blocked, when I feel like I'm stressed out and I'm overwhelmed, and I feel that way all the time. So I definitely have my toolkit because I already have so much on my plate, right? And I got to be able to balance that and to manage that without me having a breakdown, right? Which is might have used to happen. But if you have your mental, spiritual, and emotional toolkit, you have that's why I said if you have like a handyman also that can support, that's where you have a coach or a mentor that you can call up and call to, or you can send a text message to. Okay, or you might, that's what I said, or you might need someone who's more of a specialist. So you might need to go to a therapist or a mental health counselor to help support you if you feel as though you've been that much kind of fallen off of your confidence and where you are. You need to get back. And that's especially if you have experienced any level of trauma or you've had some type of death. And the death doesn't even have to just be physical. When you leave on the one job and go to another one, there is a death, there's a grieving process that goes with that when you're transitioning in any form or fashion. And we have a class on that in the Fear School, right? So I want you to just keep that in mind. And if you want to maintain or keep your confidence, you have to have a mental, spiritual, and emotional toolkit. And you need to have a handy coach or counselor that can support you as well. Every season, you may not necessarily need that counselor or that coach to support you, but you know how to get access to it. So you should have that in your toolkit, right? I know I have a spiritual guide, right? I have a pastor, I have a life coach. I also have a therapist. So I have a lot of different avenues in which I can go and get support if I feel like I need that support. So who is your support system? And it's not, oh, I don't have friends and oh, I can't talk to my family, because we ain't talking about them. We're talking about what do you need to fill your confidence toolbox? Who are the handy coaches and counselors that support you on the journey? Okay, you don't know? You need to make sure you're in the Fear School. Go to bit.ly/Fear School and make sure you are enrolled because we're in session for now. And if we're not in session when you watch this video, sis, you can always hit up the wait list and then you'll be the first to know when it opens again. Okay? Peace out.